Right now, Bitcoin, it still looks like it's the ultimate risky asset. You're seeing a high correlation with what's happening on Wall Street, and you're probably going to see that's going to continue. So that means everything about inflation, everything about the Fed is going to, dictate whether or not Bitcoin breaks or if it continues to stabilize here. And right now, I think investors are rather fearful that there's no certainty as far as how aggressive the Fed will be, and we're going to pay close attention to the messaging over the next several weeks, and that's probably going to keep Bitcoin somewhat in a range. But if we do have markets starting to price in a severe recession for the U.S., then Bitcoin's going to retest those lows and possibly break them.
And I think we could interchange the word stocks with crypto in just about any markets discussion we're having today. But I want to talk to you about something that is particular to the Ethereum market. That is the big merger that's underway. And can you just give us a status update, how that's going, how that may or may not be impacting crypto prices?
I think it's very positive for the crypto space that you're having a key fundamental story that is showing the space is evolving. It's going to be less energy intensive, and you're probably going to see that this should go fairly smoothly, I think. They've tested it. There's expectations that this will be successful.
The cryptocurrency market has been down since the start of the 2022, with a lot slight increases in the Bitcoin prices, sometimes in March, followed by an even greater dip onwards. All of this has been followed by an consistent plunge of the Bitcoin prices since largely throughout the start of the 2022. As the flagship cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has been placed below the $20,000 mark since July 2020, at least for the better part of the said month, and even further down the drain following against inflation code. Now, even though this is no longer news flashes to the netizens and the numbers of the world economy, which includes you and I, given to the must have come across multiple posts regarding the ongoing and seemingly never-ending cryptocurrency downtrend. Nonetheless, one question that has not left the lips of the speculators is none other than the question: why is Bitcoin crashed and the asset class is going to see a comeback anytime soon or again? Despite many speculations about these questions unanswered, in today's video we are going to be looking at some experts' predictions about this asset class and why we are thinking about why cryptocurrency is going to be crashing onwards. Before we dive in the video, subscribe to the channel and turning on the red notifications below so you'll never miss any for future fascinating and interesting videos like that one. So back to the main topics, guys. Currently, the cryptocurrency with the largest market capitalizations to which the volatility of other cryptocurrencies on the market ties, their price fluctuation is down by more than the 3 times its all-time high price sometimes in October last year. As if that is not enough, its price keeping given lower and lower. And in the words of the senior market analysts at the brokerage firm Wanda, Edwards Moya hints that risky assets are struggling as Powell's fight against inflation will remain aggressive even as it will trigger an economic slowdown. According to Mr. Moya, Bitcoin still appears to be an ultimate risky asset. Consider if there exists markets that starts to price in a severe recessions for countries like the United States, then the flagship cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is going to retest those lows and possibly break them, which goes to show how much of a speculative instrument with an intrinsic value of Bitcoin is rather than an actual asset. Contributing writer at Forbes Brian Dogan further hints about the growing rates of inflation and how it affects stocks and other digital instruments like cryptocurrencies. Given the growing inflation rates has become an obsession for the cryptocurrency investors and the consumers in the 2022, there has been growing concerns regarding the economic impact of the rising prices. In his words, he says that cryptocurrency in recent months has plummeted alongside rising inflation. Bitcoin has lost more than half its value since the beginning of the year, with its current price at around $21,300. Ethereum prices are now down more than 57% year to date, trading at around $1,600. That's well off Ethereum's all-time high at nearly $4,900 in November 2021. Co-founder of Gemini, Tyler Winklevoss, on his one of the Twitter, Bitcoin is down on the news that inflation forecast came on the higher than expected 8.3% instead of the 8.1%. Bitcoin should be up today. Its properties dictate that it should be inversely correlated to inflation. The fact that it is down shows just how early is it. Looking at this asset class, it should not be long before one might start to think that the story behind Bitcoin, likewise corresponding periods to it's completely detached from the reality of the numbers behind it. And that is predominantly in the United States. Let's check where other finds regarding the trending markets dip from a global perspective indicates that Bitcoin will continue seeing these downswings. And even with the completions of the much anticipated Ethereum merge from a few days ago, the market is yet to see a significant changes. In addition to these pre-existing economic factors curbing the price of the second largest cryptocurrency that enjoys the next biggest market shares given its decentralized applications developing proficiency. Ethereum's price tells hovered between the $1,400 to $2,000 in the recent weeks as it is yet to take off, not standing with. While experts predicted there is certainly going to be upside for Bitcoin investors, it is almost impossible to say whether certainly that is going to happen. Some are calling for the price of Bitcoins to rally to upwards of $1,100 while others remain bearish. But it's purely speculative right now. Many are waiting to see how investors and the companies building hedging their funds on the flagship cryptocurrency Bitcoin would initiate those big changes they would have been anticipating. If anything, the current bearish trend should not affect your long-term investment strategy. Rather, it should give you an insight into how volatile this asset class can be, just as it hints on the importance of educating yourself about this asset class, seeing as it might take a while until everything is poised, and other factors such as increasing regulations could further affect the price of Bitcoins and other cryptocurrency during this time. That said, it is best to use this time to focus on strengthening your knowledge about crypto and blockchain tech and assess your risk tolerance for the asset class, as these experts recommend maintenance less than 5% of your portfolio in cryptocurrency because it is such a new speculative asset class. As with an investment, don't invest any more than you would be willing to lose at every step of the way. Before we dive in the video, I am going to be talking about we are not a financial advisor. Overall, the videos is for educational purposes only and we are not responsible for any financial loss. Following more than a decade of the dominating cryptocurrency market charts, Bitcoin still continues to test those lows as experts predict that we might see one final shakeout getting into Q4 end of this year. And that, my friends, I suspect might introduce the end of the big shakeout, and it stands that might be a last shakeout for the cryptocurrency market with the Bitcoin looking to hit lower than 17s. Okay. So, what does this mean for your crypto investors? What are investors expected to be on the lookout for during this time frame? I would say have some cash ready. That is, if you have not bought in already, but if you already hold some bags in Bitcoins, hold on and understand that it's not just going to keep going down forever. That's it for today's. If you enjoyed that video, subscribe to the channels and turning on red notification. We upload daily videos on cryptocurrency in all that channels. See you next time.